Hey guys, welcome back to my Need for Speed Underground 2 video. Last time we got a new vehicle, which is this Nissan 240SX. And now we're going to go ahead and mess around and get to the garage. So let's go ahead and head to the garage. I'm not going to mess around too much and just cut the video when I get there. Alright, so now we're at the garage and more cutscenes.
Let me give you the 411. Everything in the Bayview race scene goes through me. And if you haven't noticed yet, it's the place to be. The race scene here is big. Whatever you like, you can find it, if you know where to look. Drag, drift, circuits, and way more. The scene runs so deep, we're racing in places you wouldn't believe. Of course, with that comes an opportunity for some serious money. Best of all, there's an invitation-only series called the Underground Racing League for the elite driver, where the coin and the props are off the hook. All it takes is the right cred and the proper connections. Remember, this is my town. You're a guest, so max respect. Round back is Tommy. He's a wizard under the hood. He'll hook you up.
Hey dude, Rachel set it up so you can handle all your business out of the garage. She set aside some room for you. Come on, I'll show you where you can store your rides. Here we are, your own personal space. You can lay out all your parts and gear here. There's also some tools in the back so you can custom tune your ride.
The only thing that's really different from this place than the others is that you can select your car and actually get out of the game. So let's go ahead and explore. There's also rewards that you can look at, and the rest of the functions you can actually do at other shops. And I'll explain those in a little bit after I find them all.
Hey, by the way, I forgot to mention that there's a lot of action in the city tonight. I've uploaded the race locations into your map. Go out there and start making a name for yourself.
I love how she said there's no racing, and then now there's a bunch of racing. So I don't know if I actually stayed for a night or what. So let's go ahead and do this street X race.
Here, you're about to be fully felt by the street cross. This is the hottest new kick slam in the race world. These here tracks are tight. There's very little room to bend the curves, so make sure your ride's dialed in right. Do whatever it takes to get that other guy out of your grill, because the inside lane is where you want to be. The best line in and out of the turns is going to shave serious time off your run. So, tune it for quick sprints and tight slam down control. You know what I'm saying? Alright then, get out there and go savage, bro.
Okay, so this is street cross. Basically, this is autocross. That's pretty much it. Except, with it being street, you can beat the crap out of everybody. So, yeah. And you're done. So yeah, the 240SX is alright with handling, and then that happens and it ruins the handling. Now the Miata, you can go full out without having to brake or anything, at least in these first few races. So I won, and I knew I was going to win that race. I found a body shop, and I realized that my headset is absolutely terrible, as in how much it picks up. It's a good headset, but and I'm only going to add a little bit, and I'm down to basically nothing now. A race, but I think I might go ahead and find another store before I do that. So before I do that, one more thing I want to do is I want to have all the shops done, and I want to have the map showing where they are all at. So after I do this race, which is going to be the worst race ever, I'll show you where everything's at. Now this is drag, and
Hey, yo, man.
yeah.
Street drag is the influence behind everything we got. Check it like this. The RPM is the key to getting ahead of the competition.
You'll never do it right with a digital keyboard.
Rocket into the lead with speed.
Taking off is the worst part.
You'll end up at the back of the pack. Launch is followed by shift, so it's next. It's the daddy of success, so hit it up at the perfect shift point for max power. Now remember, if you slam it too soon or too late, you'll be coming in last. If the other guy gets past you, just chill and slide into his slipstream and sit in his draft. Gain precious speed and then make your move to bounce right on by. This is gonna be big, dog. You ready?
Alright, now this is not the hard part. After getting the vehicle launched, this is actually pretty easy. Alright. Wait. There we go, now I have to go in here. And there we go, I won. And so yeah, the reputation points are by how much you are far away from your opponent, so that can become a little bit tricky. And now we got window tinting, which I'll go through all the shops as I find them all. Alright, so here's another body shop. I'm not gonna... I will go in it, but not to get anything. The only thing I want to do is mark it on my map. Okay, I lied. I ended up getting new taillights. I didn't get any headlights. I'm gonna do those later. So, I'm gonna go find more shops now. Be right back. Alright, so I found the graphics shop. And this is where you can get paint and all that. I'm gonna go ahead and put a nice orange. So that's pretty much it. Now you can also get graphics and stuff like that, so I'll worry about those later. I don't want to get vinyls right now because this is going to take a lot of money. I'd rather work on performance parts right now. So let's go ahead and actually find a performance shop. Right back. So this is a drift. I decided to go ahead and do this because I need some money before I go into the performance shop. So let's go ahead and do this. And I'm going to cut this out because this is basically showing them how to get in, how they got into the drift place.
Remember these three words: speed, steering, and handbrake.
That's all you need to know. And by default, they keep the camera view like this, so one thing I like to do is get little drifts going. But I don't like doing that with this vehicle, so this is going to be a very boring drift video. I'll tell you that much right now. Even the audio is cutting out at parts because it's so boring. Cool. So that opponent actually helped me out here. And that doesn't happen that often. Alright, so yeah, I should get a lot of reputation points for that. It already gives you the location of one of the performance shops, but there's also another one. Alright, so this is Megalo Parts, which is the performance shop. Ah crap, I still don't have enough for that. I have enough for the suspension, so I'm going to go ahead and do it. Now, nitrous oxide is the last thing that I get, because all these other components do a lot more than a nitrous. So yeah, that's the performance shop. I'll be getting a lot of stuff as the game goes on, and the only thing you'll be able to see is the different body mods and all of that. Now I'm going to go ahead and find a specialty shop, even though I can't buy anything right now. And this is the specialty shop, so let's go ahead and go in there and not buy anything. Right? Yep. Oh, I'm 25 off from window tinting. I'm going to go ahead and find the other shops. Basically, after that, it's just repeating the different shops. I basically covered every single type of shop in this game, so after that, it's just going to be repeats. And in later stages, I'll actually unlock some new parts as I find the shops again. So, right back. Before I do this, I better go ahead and say something right now. This fountain right here will be very important in some of the races and the outrun races later on. So you'll want to know how to weave in here. You can either weave in through here, which is kind of hard to do, or you can weave in like this, which with a slow vehicle it's not going to help a whole lot. You can weave in like that and it's easy, but yeah, it'll save you a little bit of time in the outrun races if you know how to do it, especially in a faster vehicle, because the opponents will just go around the fountain rather than try to weave through it like a crazy man. And there you go, more wrecking. Alright, right back. Alright, so here's the only other shop I missed, which is the performance shop. I'm going to go ahead and get this money, because I know it's always there. Now for the most part, I think the bank rewards are the same within each game that you do. So go ahead and get this and probably not get anything. Another reason why this game is kind of difficult to do with a commentary video is because for some reason it locks up. So yeah. Alright, bring it back, and then I'll have the map of everything so far. Here's the list of everything now, so there you go. Now let's go ahead and actually do some races. One after another. And then I'll cut the video off. Alright, here we go. First thing that's going to happen is that Civics going to try to push me away, so there you go. And there you go. You're going to have that in some of these races, especially the beginner ones. There you go. You're out of my way now. Civics and I don't get along. Ever. Later on in the game, I think I'll just crush into Civics, and that will be a whole video. No, I'm kidding, but yes, there are SUVs in this game, which kind of surprised me. I wish they had trophy trucks and stuff like that, but nope. And you don't even have dirt racing. It's all track, and it's like, why? Because when I think of SUVs and trucks racing, I think of dirt and snow and all that. I don't think of them racing in the streets or racing on a circuit track. Unless you're thinking about the trucks that run in the NASCAR races, which I find that kind of strange. But that's just me. If you can't tell, I love Rally and Rally Raid. I found this video of Dakar 2011 and it was amazing. It covered a lot about the teams as well as the actual racing. Vehicle that I was impressed by the most was the Mini Countryman. It was just an amazing looking vehicle. But I also like the look of the racing Lancers. Those are amazing. Although I'm not sure about their performance over the years. Speaking of performance, bad performance right there. Which will always happen in this game, no matter if it's raining or not. As I said before, the raining doesn't do a whole lot unless you're trying to corner in a bad spot. Alright, so I won, and let's go ahead and get to that next race. This is a sprint race, and let's go. I'm actually really good at these races. My favorite race out of all of them is the sprint racing. However, sometimes it can become really bad in terms of the traffic. I'm quite surprised about this game, about how it deals with the upgrade parts when it comes to the AI. I'm not sure how far I can go into the game without upgrading. I don't know if it follows me as I upgrade or if it just upgrades during certain levels or whatever else it does. I actually haven't followed that when I first played the game. I just got stuff as soon as I could. And I upgraded the performance parts first because that's what's more important. This car is just amazing at going in corners. It's almost like the Miata, except this thing feels a little bit more balanced, but I've been hitting walls just a little bit more than the Miata. Both the Miata and the 240SX seem to be very balanced. But as soon as I add a lot more power to this thing, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to drive. I'd actually love to learn how to drift, although I'd probably suck at it more than anything. But this is one of the more popular vehicles to drift with, along with the Corolla and apparently the Mustang. Oh, here we go. This is an important part.
Hey man, you're raising some serious hype out there. Looks like a couple of companies want to represent you. That means you qualify for the underground racing league I told you about. No traffic, no streets, just pure driving. All of it takes place on a controlled private course. Now since you've set up shop with me, I'm gonna act as your agent. I'll take a cut off the top in return for letting you know what's worth looking at.
And with these two important notes, I also have Beacon Hill Heights. And with these two important notes, I'm going to go ahead and cut the video off. If you like what you see, you can go ahead and subscribe. This is OSUGTR. I'll see you guys later. And the next time we're going to have a racing compilation after I do a bunch of performance parts and upgrades like that. And I'll also cover how the sponsors work. So, see you guys later.